position, so we're here, you're all going to want to be right about within here. So I'm here, and Mr. Hackett doesn't appreciate what I'm doing. So he's going to go to like the home alone defense, where he's keeping his hands in, protecting his neck as much as possible. I try to hit, attack the arms. He doesn't appreciate that. So all we're going to do, I like to go palm up. I don't care which side you go to. I prefer to push the left hand because I like my right hand to do my choke. All I'm going to do, I like to sneak this hand to the chest, this hand right behind the elbow here. I'm going to extend my hips, chest, and back behind this elbow, pushing it forward so that I can get my head behind this elbow. As I do this, my hand that's on the chest slides up and behind James's head. All right. That allows me to bring this hand around, grabbing the back of his armpit here. Now, we're going to work the head and arm choke from the mounted position and then transitioning through. So I'm here, we're working, boom, I push the arm up, sneak my head in. Now, once we're here, I like to grab the fatty part of my palm in that gable grip here, scroll my weight down, and squeeze with this arm. This arm is doing 90% of your effort. You're pulling it across and up. That's why I like this grip to be able to rock and then snap it in. So we get to here. I sprawl my weight back to keep my hips low, up and back. Now, a couple problems you're going to run into. One, if he's answering the telephone, that really doesn't stop you unless he's being active with it. Like if he's trying to escape his elbow, that's a problem. But if he's just holding his hand here, realize if you set it up right, you should be able to finish this. The other thing is a lot of people who don't suck will tuck their chin. A couple things you need to do to clear that. One, pull their forehead up, sink your shoulder down, like you're digging. As you're there, squeeze. It'll tighten up real quick, especially with that digging motion to get because your shoulder has to be under his chin for this to work. How many of you have tried to do this to me, the head and arm choke? How wonderfully hard is it? Yeah, because I tucked my chin and none of you have figured out how to get it in. Between that, a mild bit of toughness, and just moving a little bit, none of you can finish this. 90% of it's my chin and just knowing where you're going. We know. It's fun to ruin your days with it, though. So, once you get that in, if you need to, if you feel like, man, I just can't get my pressure right, windshield wiper off. You can either do a knee on belly or knee on hip. I like to keep the knee on belly here, only because if I don't like what's happening, I can use it to come back to mount. So I bring it here. If I need to squeeze, great. If not, I can come back up, and that'll help set up our next piece. Yes. No, so that's one of the mistakes a lot of people make is they think their pressure needs to go forward. No, because I don't walk when I do I don't go way out here. I keep my knee right in your hip. You should be able to finish it from here. If not, it's positional, it's not. Yeah, same thing. Pressure on the hips just to keep them from arching. Because what a lot of people will do is when this starts to get tight, they'll start to arch. And so you're just using that to base out their hips. Give a good squeeze. And guys, this should be a slow, steady squeeze. It's not the whole freak out squeeze like, slow and steady. Make sense? If you don't feel that kind of panic moment or where they start to get shifty, adjust something. It's not it. Questions on that? What? Alright, so now I'm here in Mr. Hackett. Boom. I get the attack in. Boom. But for whatever reason, it's just not working, right? His chin's tucked. He's just tough. I don't care what's happening. So I don't like any of that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my hand right on the back side of his arm. And I'm going to roll him up and tripod him up in between my knees. So he should be completely on his ribs in between my knees pinched. This arm stays through the whole time. Now, all we're going to do, I'm going to sneak this hand in. A lot of us were trying to grab and then come in. I want to sneak this hand in and then find my bicep here. So I'm here, I sneak this hand in, grab my bicep, then I pull everything in here. So I'm here, and finish the gorilla choke. So I'm here with Mr. Hackett. I push this arm up this time. I try to choke him. It's not working for whatever reason. I'm gonna grab the back of his arm, pull him up, pinch him in between my knees. This hand, I'm gonna put right in the middle of his neck, grabbing my own bicep, squeeze, finish from there. Biggest part of your squeeze needs to be here. This is just coming down and supporting everything you're doing. Big squeeze here, support here. Make sense? Like I said, that was the biggest problem we were having Tuesday was we were trying to like grab and then finish this like an old school rear naked choke. You want to get this hand in and then find your bicep. So I'm here, I'm fighting, boom, I get here. As soon as I feel like I can't finish my traditional head and arm choke, all I'm going to do is sit him up. I want him to think I'm taking his back, which will make him forget about his neck here. Allows me to squeeze that up real nice and tight. As you can tell, Mr. Hackett, real big fan of getting his neck squeezed. Yeah, this isn't one of those ones that should take a whole long time. It should suck pretty quickly. How long they last is all up to their like mental toughness. So I'm here, we're hand fighting, good things are happening, boom, I get here. I'm gonna go for that traditional head and arm choke, try a couple different grips, it's not working. Okay, now it works. Squeeze that in. Sometimes you just gotta choke it. You need to do it. Alright. Questions on this?
Yeah. Question on the defense portion of this.
Yes.
Is it sort of, once they get that hand in, it's kind of like you screwed up? Or is the defense blocking that hand that's coming in? Or is it
Defense is being aggressive on the opponent. So, Mr. Hackett's going to arm triangle. So the big mistake a lot of people make whenever they're getting arm triangled is they think being defensive with this arm in is going to save you. I promise you on all things holy that it will not if they don't suck. So, if you're facing Delaney, yeah, you might get away with this. It's just fun to dig at Delaney's. But, if I'm here, I have to start turning my hips in, using that telephone to bridge and give myself space. So if you get here and they start getting to this gorilla choke, same concept, I have to start moving. So, as soon as he goes to go for that, you have to start getting that elbow in front of the face and frame. It's the difference we've talked about before in between defending and escaping. When I answer the telephone, that's defending. That's slowing his progress down. That's not stopping his progression. Escaping is not only stopping his progression, but adding my own attacks to it. So when I'm here, James doesn't study jiu-jitsu. Eventually he's going to make an adjustment, or he's going to start doing other things to me. Then answering the telephone's not going to stop, i.e. the gorilla choke. So I can't just escape. I have to escape at this point. Whether it's coming back, doing any of the other fun arm triangle escapes would work. That makes sense? So it's more of a, yeah, if they get that locked, sucks to suck, be better next time. But a lot of us have the problem of we just want to defend what's happening, we don't want to escape it. Realize that telephone's a great 5 seconds worth of defense, but the second he realizes it's in and he's not powering through the phone, James has been with me long enough, he's transitioning you right to that gorilla choke. Transitioning right to your arm, transitioning right to the back. This whole series works on that. Counter to the counter if someone dies. Your counter has to be not just defend what's happening, it has to be escape. Makes sense? Other questions? One more? One more?
Last Thursday, I was trying to jump. You said put my leg on your head in the switch position?
Yeah, if you do it from side.
Okay.
That is the difference in between doing it from side and doing it from mount.
If I can't get it from mount connection, just to the side,
Yeah.
try to finish that.
This is the gorilla choke from side. The only difference is, so if you don't feel like you have it, you can always transition. So we're here. Mr. Hackett's being a real jerk. He's not letting me just easily armbar him for some reason. Real rude of him, isn't it, JJ? Boom. I try to choke him. Good things aren't happening.
Boom, I help him up, get him here. Sneak that hand in, gets the rear naked choke grip, big squeeze.
One to the next, to the next. Chain these moves together. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Hackett's messed up. He's letting me get to mount, right? Boom. I push. I get here. I try choking him. Doesn't work.
I try sitting him up here, doesn't work again for whatever reason. James is just a stupid tough kid and I don't appreciate it.
So all we're gonna do is I'm gonna stay here. I like keeping him post up here, but my hand, instead of trying to be as deep as possible, is gonna come right to the behind his neck. All right. Once we're here, I'm gonna post this hand in the mat and this foot in the mat. I'm gonna pull James not into my chest, past my shoulder, here. That's gonna allow me to knee slide, almost like the baseball slide. There might be methods in my mat. Baseball slide around. I'm going to continue to pull James across while pulling him up. That's going to allow me to take his back with one of two options. I like a good old-fashioned body triangle because I can squeeze. When I sneeze, James can't reach me. If I'm short-legged or can't reach or they're fat, whatever the problem happens to be, you can pinch the knee or just dig your heels in for regular back. I'm sorry, not fat. They are.
All bodies are beautiful.
All bodies are beautiful, healthy. Obviously, just because they don't come to my ideal body weight does not mean they're not beautiful people, right? So we're here, boom, push, get here.
Choke doesn't work. Bring it back up, choke doesn't work. Ah, shit.
Here, here. I got that good claw grip, so that way when I post, I can pull around. Take this back. For those of you who play very unnice games, you can slap Mr. Hackett right in the face from there. If you don't, we're going to go to some chokes. Questions on this? This is obviously a much more complex motion. We should have 2 questions. Like I said, the 2 big things we struggled with Tuesday were a lot of us were trying to like smother him into our chest. I'm trying to pull him this way. Almost like I'm doing like a crossbody rub type. The other thing we were doing, we were trying to leave our arm a little bit deep. Like I said, we're going to shorten that grip up, help us with that pull, help us slide around.
Where is the danger? It's like, what should we watch for?
So the biggest thing we're going to run into is when Mr. Hackett's down. Boom, I get here, boom. Is this position right here. There is some ability if you go slow for him to grab that foot and make it difficult. He's not going to stop anything you're doing, but he can make it a little more difficult, which I don't appreciate. The other thing you're going to run into is not so much losing it, but a lot of guys, if you're not tight here when you do this pull, will drop their elbow back through and get flat, which not a, oh no, I'm still in mount, like, still choking there again, but that's going to be the 2 biggest things, is them trying to scoop and slide out from underneath you, or just trying to fight back flat because they've realized, if I put you up like this, do you think anything good's happening at this point? Regardless of what my grips. Nothing good starts by being flat on your side. So once I'm here, if you think I'm going to give you a massage in the middle of this wrestling match, you're not wrong. But I post here. Like I said, one of the big ones is a lot of people will try to like scoop that foot and try to start sliding out. So if James grabs my foot there, try to start sliding, that's fine. I can still go. It's just, it's an inconvenience. At worst, sometimes you'll end up with a trapped arm, which at that point, I mean, it's his fault if he decides he wants to continue that way. Other questions on this? Yeah, you just shorten it up from that real deep grip to just that palm to the back of their neck. Just helps you with that pulling motion. Yep. So, like I said, the big detail we struggled with here was A lot of us were pulling him up and trying to just slide forward. I'm pulling him to this side, and I'm sliding around. Like a U-shaped motion. Here. Does that make sense? Because then once I pull this up, if I need help, I can pull this hand in to help. Here. You can go here if you're not confident in your body block. I like to come there if I don't need the points. Make sense? Other questions on this, guys? We fucked this up a whole lot Tuesday, so we need some questions. Just make sure we got clarity.
When you post that leg up, say you want to focus on keeping that close to the body.
Close to the hip as much as you can. It just stops a lot of the scooping bullshit. Everyone and their brother thinks they can foot lock nowadays. So you just gotta kind of be in front of it. So keeping that close to the hip will keep some of that away.
Would you ever post it on their hip as opposed to?
No. Here's one. So when I'm here, I'm not gonna have anywhere good to post, and I'm gonna get re-locked there. Which isn't the worst thing. Like I can still take the bag. Like that's not stopping anything. But it's not helping me any. It's more than likely gonna give him more options. That's why I'm just tucking that heel into his hip. This keeps him from being able to scoop under it quickly with that for him. Makes sense. Other questions? Round 1, 2, 3. Now we're here, we're just going to finish the obvious choke that's there. Alright? So boom, I'm here. I sit him up to the side, boom, my post come around, right? All good things have happened in my life up to this point. All I'm going to do, palm up, palm to palm. I'm going to roll my elbow behind his back, pinch my wrist, finish the choke. It's already there. If you did this right, it should be about 90% of the way. Once you connect your hands, it's just a squeeze at that point. Couple details on it. Realize the pinch this way, not pulling him back, is what will finish this choke. Pinching in. Other thing, I like to hide my ear right on the back of his head. 2 reasons for that. 1, helps reinforce the choke I'm already doing. 2, it stops him from arching his head back and loosening up this choke. Because a lot of guys will start to arch back. Well, not fun, better, isn't it? That allows me to secure everything in. Other thing, I don't want to burn my legs out, but a friendly squeeze here lets him know that he can't breathe that way. Make sense? So we're here, fighting, and things are happening, boom, I get him here. I help him up to his side, I come around, take his back. Once I get here, even if I don't close the leg triangle, here, questions on this? Alright, shoulder out. 1, 2, 3.